I'm Christian Tudor, and today we're going to talk about One Light Studio Portrait. The reason I want to talk about this is I just want to share with you an exercise that will help you understand how light behaves. At the beginning I found difficulties in controlling the light to get the result I wanted, but after a few exercises, very simple exercises, I started to understand how I can control the result. Today I'm gonna play with one strobe, which is this studio light. We're not gonna talk about settings. This is not about the settings, the camera settings or the strobe settings. I'm just gonna use only one setting and I'm not gonna worry about it. This is about the light quality and how the light controls light positions and light modifiers, such as shoot-through umbrella, reflective umbrella, softbox, and normal direct light. You can do the same exercise with a normal flash gun. I'm gonna do that in a different tutorial. I'm gonna compare the flash guns with the studio strobe, but today, just for this purpose, I'm gonna use this studio strobe. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna test a few shots on my dummy head with a direct light. I'm gonna show you the results. I'm gonna move the light in all the positions I can. I'm gonna add some light modifiers and I'm gonna show you the differences, and you can decide for yourself if this is a good exercise for you. Okay, let's begin. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on those two lights which are lighting the scene. I don't need any distraction. I just want only one light and I don't want anything else. Light is on maximum power. It is controlled by wireless trigger. This is a very cheap wireless trigger, like that. This talks with the wireless receiver, which is at the back of the strobe. I'm gonna talk about the strobe as well in a different tutorial, and I'm gonna go through that in detail, what you can do with it and what's the advantages and disadvantages over a flash gun. Anyway, I'm gonna start now, switching off these lights, sorry. Okay, what I want to do now is I'm gonna switch off even the top lights because I don't want any distraction. The strobe is strong enough to overpower all the lights, but I just want to make sure I don't have any additional or accidental light on my subject so I can prove my point. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, studio settings for the camera, 125 of a second, aperture 22, ISO 100. I'm not gonna change the settings. I'm just gonna go with the flow and just show you how it does. Simple light, normal light, direct light, no light modifiers, straight onto the subject. Okay, here we go. Very nice, image number 8439. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn the light on a different location. I'm gonna put it at the back so we see what we get. It's probably be a lot of light from behind. Very nice. I do have some reflected light, but that's not the point, and I'm not gonna be concerned about that. So this is one light. We'll do a full circle. The disadvantages of the strobe lights is you are depending on power, but that's because you're in a studio. Anyway, let's see what we get. Very happy with this one. And I'm gonna move the light on the left hand side as well. Okay, again, just simple light, nothing else. Very nice, image 8443. All right, what I'm gonna do now, I am going to introduce a light modifier. So what that means, I am going to put a reflective umbrella. That's not my favorite. My favorite is shoot-through umbrella and softboxes, but just for the purpose of this exercise, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is a reflective umbrella. The light will trigger in the middle and the light will come back reflected, probably a bit uneven because in the middle you have more light. Obviously you need to turn this around. Okay, let's see what we get now. Probably we're gonna have a bit more light on the subject and we're gonna have less. No, this is not. Now, because I have a reflective, the light loses its power, I need to increase the settings. I need to increase the aperture because obviously this is indirect light, it loses some of the power. So I do need to change the settings a little bit. Okay, move this a little bit more. Obviously a softer light than before. Okay, very nice. I am going to move this on the side. Similar results. I think I do have a little bit of light reflection from the surroundings. This is not a perfect studio. As you can see, I'm always changing the light to suit my needs. It's not rocket science, you just need to make sure you get the results you want. And the last one, not gonna bother now. I think I've got space enough. And this is it as it is, very nice soft light. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change with the shoot through umbrella. I'm gonna show you the differences in a second, because this is slightly different. It's not gonna be a big difference, but just for the purpose of this exercise, we'll just do it. Problem with the shoot through umbrella is because it needs to go through. Obviously, it will be a reflected light around, so I might have a bit more light that I wanted. In order to overcome this, I'm going to use the softbox and this problem will disappear. But just for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to continue. Okay, slightly different now because I have a direct light. Again, I get a bit more light in the picture. I need to modify the camera settings a little bit. Okay, very nice. If I want to have less shadow on the face, I'm just going to move the light. It's very nice light in comparison with the direct light. Just can move it here. Okay, didn't want trigger. Beautiful light. You will see it's not a big difference between this light and the reflected other umbrella, but there are differences. Okay, again, a very nice light. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is use my favorite light modifier, which is a softbox. Always have a softbox ready, especially in the studio. It's more difficult to travel with the softbox. It does take a little bit of time to install it and to put it in the right shape. If I would go on location, I would probably take this, a battery or whatever, but this is more stable in the studio. At last and not least, we're going to talk about the softbox as a light modifier. This is my favorite, and I'm pretty sure a lot of photographers prefer the softbox to the other light modifiers. Depending on, regardless of the shape, you can have an octagon, you can have a large square one, or it doesn't matter. The softbox will give you an even light. This light is coming evenly. You do not have stronger spots in the middle and a less strong light at the sides. Everything is even, soft light, very beautiful. If the softbox is big enough in comparison with the subject, you're not gonna have disturbing shadows. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the softbox in different directions, and I'm gonna show you some tricks how to use the softbox in the best position. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to turn the light straight as per usual to the subject. Sorry you can't see, but I'm going to show you the picture shortly. And beautiful light, absolutely beautiful and smooth. One thing we can do is try, in this case, we're not going to light the subject directly, we're trying to do it a little bit indirectly. So this will be still in the cone, but the light is coming this way. We're going to have or smooth the light. So light not straight on the subject, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna shift this at the back to see to show you what we're gonna get. I'm always using one light setting if I have a pregnancy shoot or a portrait that needs to be a black and white, low-key, beautiful soft light, and also with the black background, it gives just light from the back, accentuates only the contour, and sometimes I really love it. It's really artistic. So continuing with our exercise, beautiful. We still have a bit of residual light, but in post-production we can play with it. Just for continuing the exercises, what we're gonna do, just gonna do this here. Very interesting if you're looking for that artistic result. Beautiful image, beautiful and nice lit image. Obviously, if you have areas of shadow and you want them filled, you're gonna have to add one more light. But today we're talking about only one light portraits. Now, always the light should be a little bit above the eye level and not below. I'm gonna show you what's below. It's not natural. I don't think it looks good, but I'm gonna still show it to you for the interest of the exercise. You will see what I'm talking about. Light coming from a lower level, it doesn't look natural. Usually the light comes from above, obviously. I am going to show you a trick how we can actually put this light on top, and we'll see what we get. We are going to introduce an additional arm so we can actually have the softbox exactly on top of the subject. In order to be able to have a secure, this is a bag, comes with the arm, and I'm gonna add some normal weights to make sure we counterbalance. Very important, you don't want accidents in your studio. Having the light in this position above the subject head is going to give us some really nice, interesting effects. Not everyone is doing it. It's pretty difficult to have a softbox in this position. Not very usual, but let's see what we get. Very interesting light. I'm going to switch this off because I don't want to have any issues. So right now, I have a very nice soft light, as you can see, because the modeling light is giving me already an idea what I'm gonna get. I already see that it has a very smooth light, and we do have this area of light, and this part of the light is gonna stop the harsh shadows. Beautiful portrait, very natural, very soft light. I'm very happy with it. This is absolutely outstanding portrait. Well, it's a dummy head, but I think you know what I'm talking about. One thing I wanted to still try is actually to move this at the back. Let's try one on the side. On this side, maybe. And I'm gonna turn the head a little bit. Interesting. We're gonna have a bit more light at the back, but that's not the point. This is just a trial. Let's see what we get. Not very good. Anyway, there will be soft boxes designated for flash guns, and you can do that the same. You don't need to have the fancy studio equipment. After a few exercises, you're gonna start to get the feeling how light works, and you will be able to be in control.